Welcome back to another video, and right now I'm about to break down the trade that I took today that was able to make me $800. I took this trade live with the VIP Trading Network, so if you weren't there, make sure you join it. The link is going to be in the description. And before we get started, if you are looking to get involved in trading, if you're looking to get into the markets, if you're looking to make money trading, then just make sure you get the free course that's in the description. You can learn it all for free. So with that being said, let's get right to the money. So right now I'm inside of my Top Step credentials. So far this week I made $1,823. Today I made $300, and that's because I took 3 trades. I took a loss of $250. I took another loss of $250, and I took a win of $800. And that win that was $800 is the trade that I'm going to be going over. But before anything, I just wanted to show you that I'm not capping about taking this trade. So let me show you inside of my Tradeovate. So as you can see, today the total profit on my trade, which was on US 30, was a total of $810, which was what I closed the trade out for. And you can see for the day, I closed out $322, just like that. So as you can see, I'm not lying about what it was. Losses happen. It's just about making sure all the wins are 2 to 3 times bigger than the losses. And in this case, the win was actually a little bit, maybe 3.4 times larger than the losses. So which is good. But with that being said, we're about to break down the trade. So let's get straight to the charts and let's show you how I was able to catch this trade and make this money. Okay, so now that we are on the charts, I'm going to be going over to you guys exactly why I got into this trade and why I got out where I did. And as you can see, the exit was perfect. After price came to our exit, it basically reversed and it was almost perfect. We caught the whole move essentially, not the entire move, but we caught 90% of the move from the bottom to the high. So let's go over exactly what happened. First things first, we're just going to get rid of everything except for this. Why that? Because that was where I got into the trade. We don't have to worry about anything after the drop right now. The only thing I want you to worry is from this line right here all the way to this line. That's all I want you guys to be paying attention to. In between that frame of time is where I want you to be drawing your eyes to. So we're going to go over why I was buying. First things first, if you guys want to know a little tip for how to identify the trend, keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Stop looking at all these different indicators. Stop looking at all this different news to figure out whether price is going to push it higher or lower. Stop looking at other people's live streams trying to figure out the trend. Just keep it simple. Look at the previous day, the previous 2 days. What has the previous day and the previous 2 days done? It has been bullish. It's been pushing. So just understand that the likelihood of today also being a bullish day, today also being a day that's going to go higher, is more likely. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed. We're going based off of what is high probability, what is most likely going to happen. In this game of trading, we want to put our money in the high probability situations, put it in the best environments to potentially make money. So in this case, the main reason why I was bullish, the main reason I wanted to see price go higher was, for one, price has been pushing all week. So it was Friday. The chances of price reversing at the end of the week aren't as likely as it tends to just continue the trend. So that was my thought process behind it. So with that being said, if you know how I trade, you know I always start up by marking up previous day's high, previous day's low. In this case, previous day's high was all the way up here, where price eventually came up to at 2 o'clock, and we had the previous day's low all the way down here. So in between this range, I like to do something called pulling my Fibonacci. Where did I pull the Fibonacci from? From the previous day's low to the previous day's high. I'm going to get rid of this black line. I don't use trend lines. That was just to show you guys that it is visually going higher. So that's why I wanted to see price go higher. So I pulled a fib from that previous day's low to the previous day's high. And if we get our 50%, boom, right here. Why was I looking at the 50%? I want you guys to understand, when you draw the 50% from a previous day's high to a low, you get the middle point. So you get the median of in between. So this right here is the middle from this high and this low. Why does that matter? You guys got to understand, when you're wanting to buy something, you want to buy it for the lowest price possible, right? When you're selling something, you want to sell it for the highest price possible. The same concept is in trading. I want to buy for the lowest price possible and sell for the highest price. So by using the 50%, ideally, if I simply wait for only entries below that 50%, I'm going to give myself the best opportunity, the best likelihood of being able to catch a good trade to little to no drawdown. That's the idea behind it. So that is why I had the 50% marked up, and that is why this area right here where I entered was one of the main reasons I wanted to see price continue to go higher. What was the other reason? If we simply go to the 4-hour time frame, what do you see? Always look left. If you want to understand what is going to happen, look left. what do we see? Right over here, we have this. If you look left, right over here, we have this 4-hour fair value gap. If you don't know what a fair value gap is, make sure you check out other videos of mine, or just check out the free course that's in the description that you can also learn about that. But price was also trading into that 4-hour fair value gap right here. So as you can see, we had the 4-hour fair value gap right in this area. We had the 50% of the range right in this area. That's two reasons why I wanted to see price go higher. And also time. Like I told you guys in the beginning of this video, timing is very important. Timing is the most important thing when it comes to trading. If you want to have good trades, successful trades, hold the trades for as long as possible, you're going to want high probability trades, and high probability trades are aligned with time. So where and when are the high probability trades going to happen? In New York session, for example, this trade that I took was New York session. The highest probability trades are going to be from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Between that 2-hour frame, that is what you want to be eyeing. That's where you want to ideally set your trade up. And as you can see, I got in the trade late at 9:30, but at 10 o'clock, price ran below this low, grabbed the liquidity from that 1-hour wick right down here. I'll make that red. You can see price at 10 o'clock, which is a high probability time, came down, grabbed that wick liquidity, and eventually pushed higher. And that is where we ended up pushing. So now that you guys see why I got in here, I'll write it down. So why did I get in at this area right there? The main reasons were, one, I was bullish. Why was I bullish? Because the previous 2 days were also bullish. So I know that since today being Friday, there's going to also be a high likelihood it's going to be bullish. It wasn't a guarantee. I was going off of what was highest probability. So that was one. Two, we were at the 50% of the previous day's range, meaning this was going to ideally be one of the better areas for me to be buying off of. Why? Because we were now in a discount area. If I want to buy, I want to be able to buy for the lowest price possible. So ideally below the 50%. What was next? We had the 4-hour for value gap, which was getting respected when? At 10 a.m. That was it. That was the main reason I took the trade. Those 4 reasons by itself were the only reason I took the trade. I'm telling you that. I try to keep it simple. That was it. This trade idea wasn't complicated. It took a while to play out, but it wasn't complicated actually getting into it. It was more stressful holding the trade. And that's what we're going to get into now. So once you see that this was the reason I got in, now we know why we got in. Why was I exiting up here? You guys got to understand liquidity is everything in the market. The market, it moves based off liquidity. What is liquidity? Orders. What type of orders? Stop losses, buy limits, buy stops, sell limits, all those different orders. Take profits. They all are going to be above old highs and above and below old lows, and in the forms of fair value gaps. That's why I trade false breaks and I trade fair value gaps. That's because they always have trades when they're aligned with time. So in this case, why was I targeting this previous day's high? Because here's another tip for you guys. Where is the area of high probability liquidity? Above daily highs, below daily lows, above weekly highs, below weekly lows, above monthly highs, below monthly lows, and also session highs. But the higher you go on the time frame, the higher the probability of you getting a reaction off of those highs and lows are going to be. So in this case, we had a daily high, which is hence the reason why I was targeting this high up here. And as you can see, once price targeted that high, it hit around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, price melted. But as you know, up here, that was a 1 to 4. I risked $250 and I made $800. I didn't take the full 1 to 4. I got out a little bit earlier just because I wanted to secure the profit. I was already in the trade for 4 or 5 hours. Didn't want to hold it that much longer. And that was really it, to be honest. And then I got off the charts and it just died off from there. To keep it simple, the same reasons you get into a trade are going to be the reasons you want to get out of a trade. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep things simple. Just go with the flow. Have a system, have a process, stick to it. I trade the same way. I take the same types of trades every day, every week, every month. And as you guys know, if you pay attention to the way I trade, or if you're in the VIP Trading Network, or even if you're in the private inner circle, you know how I trade. I've traded the same way for a couple months to a couple years now. So with that being said, I appreciate everyone for watching this video. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Make sure you check the links in the description if you want to join the VIP Trading Network, where we trade live. You guys get our signals live and you get to trade with us live, get that one-on-one experience live. Make sure you check the link in the description. The free trading course that'll teach you everything you need to know to get the basics of trading. It's also in the description. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for the next vlog coming up, and we're going to have a good week. Let's have a good one.